Anthony Slater here with Erik Horne. We're inside the Thunder's practice facility where the Thunder had their first postseason pre-playoff practice today. And after it, Kevin Durant talking, Nick Collison, Steven Adams, and Billy Donovan. I thought they had a lot of really interesting things to say. What did you kind of take away?
Oh, I thought it was good too. I mean, these guys seem like they're clearly ready for the playoffs. I mean, you had a lot of activity behind us and going on some one-on-one drills behind us and everything. And it seems like when we ask these questions about the Mavericks, they're not taking them lightly. It's a team that they beat 4-0 in the regular season, but it's a team that they also respect a lot, particularly Dirk Nowitzki. I mean, a guy who's 38 years old and might be going through one of his last playoff runs.
One thing that's interesting to me, and I think I'll probably write it at some point within the series, but Dirk Nowitzki is obviously coming in. Serge Ibaka has guarded him in the past, but I think Steven Adams is getting to the level. I know he's only 3 years in the league to where he can guard potentially a Dirk, stretch fours, other guys he may have to go up against the playoffs. You'll hear me asking some of the guys about it, but that was kind of the main thing I was taking away from today. But anyway, hear those guys talk.
Portland game.
I think he can. I think he can. We've had some opportunities to have him do that. He got a chance to do it in Detroit, a little bit. We got a chance to do it in Portland some. I think Steven is, the more he's put in those situations, I think the better off he'll be. He needs, I think, work just on the seeing and getting more familiar with some of the things that he'd have to do in that position that maybe he hasn't had an opportunity to do in the past.
The other night you said that yesterday would be a chance to assess from September until now the way that your team played. Any takeaways just over the 82 games as a whole?
Yeah, I think what happens sometimes is you have a tendency that when the regular season comes to an end and everybody wants to talk about a new season beginning, I think for me as a coach, it's a never-ending, ongoing process of improvement. Even though the regular season's come to an end, that doesn't mean that we can't get better. It doesn't mean we can't improve upon things. It doesn't mean like, okay, 82 games over with, this is who we are now. How much improvements can we make? And obviously it remains to be seen. But I think to what we talked about turnovers and different things I think we have control over, I think we can get better at. So this is just a continuation now of what we're trying to do. And what you want to really be able to do right now is play better than you did the day before. Play better the next day, and that's what you're trying to do.
You found out it was going to be Dallas. What were your initial thoughts?
I think this time of year, you're always going to be playing against really good basketball teams because there's 16 teams that have earned the opportunity and the right to continue playing. And in order to be able to do that, you have to be a good team. So I think this time of year, you've always been playing against a good team. And Dallas, obviously, has got a lot of wealth of experience and a talented group of guys that have been with each other. So, we know every game that we're going to play on out is going to be a challenge.
Why do you think
the Slam's ability to talk about pace of playing, really shining a light there in this series? You guys, I'm guessing, with your athleticism, want to get out and run more than they would like for you to?
Well, I think anything, whether it be turnovers or missed shots, I think transition defense at any point in time is going to be important for any team. You really want to be able to get back and eliminate easy baskets. No question, I think for us that we feel like when we play good, solid defense, and I don't think we're different from really any of the teams out there, when you play good, solid defense and the floor is broken, you get a chance to generate and create a lot more scoring opportunities rather than going against a team set defense. So I think everybody from a defensive perspective in this league is trying to get some stops so they can get the ball and try to generate easy baskets.
Why do you really slow game improved over the course of the season?
Yeah, I mean, I think that they have, but again, there's a lot of possessions in 24 seconds. I think you really got to be disciplined. We've played against teams that have gone deep into the clock, and I think we have to be prepared really to play the whole 24 seconds. And they're a veteran team. If they've got opportunities to attack and shoot quick and early, they're going to do that. If they are coming down the floor and they don't have something they want, I think they'll be probably, okay making a few extra passes and trying to work the ball.
Does it feel like the playoffs are here as far as like practice today?
Yeah, definitely. Intensity was high, mate. It felt like training camp, to be honest with you. It's good stuff. Got a lot done today.
Steven, the other night you said playoffs is a different style of basketball, grown man basketball. What did you mean by that?
It's a lot more intense. The game is as defined as it is already in detail. It gets to a whole nother level. You just know every single thing about the opponent, and so that's why the intensity and I guess every position counts. And
You guys went 4-0, but had a couple close games. What were your initial thoughts when you saw that it was going to be Dallas?
Oh, just doesn't matter. We just have to focus on us and make sure that we execute our game plan and come up with a lot of energy and get ready for a battle. Because they're a smart team and they got aggressive players, strong players. So we got to be ready for that. And it's playoffs. So.
Do you expect to guard Dirk much in this series?
I'm not sure, man. Just gotta wait to see how the first game goes, really, and just kind of adjust as we go along. Knowing Dallas, they'll do a bunch of stuff. So yeah, I might be.
If you do guard Dirk, what do you remember about your matchups in the past, potentially switching on him and stuff like that?
Oh, he just kept shooting in my face. Couldn't do nothing. That's my last recall. That was with my rookie season. Yeah, that sucked, bro. So yeah. Hopefully I've developed enough to kind of make him miss a couple shots.
Steven, they really slowed their pace down the stretch. That's how they got in. Do you expect them to try to do that against you guys and really work clock?
Honestly, I'm not sure. Like anything they've done regular season to the end, you can't judge any team of what they've done. So we just got to wait and see what they do. Really, they could sprint. They could. Okay, I'll give you a better answer.
San Antonio is still competitive in those games against their starters. What do you think that says about you?
Sorry, what was that? I got distracted.
Y'all were able to rest starters
Yeah.
against Portland and San Antonio and still be competitive against their starters. What do you think that says about you?
I know that we're just like we already knew that from the start. We're like a deep team. We have a lot of good players throughout the whole team. So I don't know. It was just what's making me see is that like you said, our competitiveness, but our energy and also our discipline to still execute our game plan. Even with most of the starters out, it's phenomenal, man.
Basketball is finally here. What's going through your mind right now as you guys are getting prepared?
I just remember this time last year, everybody was going home and I was by myself with a cast on. That's all I can remember. And fast forward a year and to be in this position, in this position to win the championship, it's a great feeling. So it's been a long year. I'm excited we're here again, and we look forward to playing.
You got obviously a lot of things to fuel you, but is that one thinking about last year and everything that happened?
Not. I'm always fueled. I wouldn't say that was the reason, but just being grateful that I get to play at the highest stage of basketball in the playoffs against the best players in the world and the best league in the world. When you look at it like that, just blessed to be in this position.
Kevin, you talk about everything that's changed in a year, and one of them is your head coach. Can you just kind of give me your thoughts on what's changed most with Billy at the helm for you guys as you head into these playoffs?
I can't keep saying he's got to do a great job with this. It's nothing against him. Just different plays, different schemes, different terms, and what we want to do on both ends of the floor. But personnel has changed more. I think. I didn't play with Indians, I didn't play with this group last year, so I think that was the biggest change. But more so than anything, NBA coaches, they have their different terms and schemes and how they want to play, and Billy changes some things up for us.
When you look at the offensive numbers, there's definitely some striking upticks just in efficiencies and where you guys are getting shots. Do you sense just how much smoother the offense has been overall this year?
Well, and Coach Bruce's defense, he didn't have me, Russ, and Ennis, and Serge, and Dion, and Abel all on the court at the same time. So obviously, when you got more scores out there, the numbers are going to be up. So that just shows that we got multiple guys that can go out there and put the numbers on the board, and we've been doing that at a high level this year.
Last time y'all played the Mavericks in the playoffs was first round in 2012. Y'all swept them on the way to the finals. What did that series do for y'all?
Made it just that whole playoff run just felt it was just something different around the team. I think we had the confidence that we can get to the finals. We had the confidence that we can win the championship. I think that's the same confidence we had in this locker room. And I just think round after round we just continue to just keep getting better. We just push forward. We didn't celebrate after we swept Dallas 4-0. We didn't celebrate when we beat Lakers 4-1 the next series, but we did celebrate when we went to the finals. But we continue to just keep pressing forward, keep working hard every single day. Practices were intense, shooting rounds were focused, everybody was locked in. Today was a great day in practice and stepping in the right direction.
Do you feel like Steven is ready to guard Dirk, stretch fours, different stuff like that more than he was, last year before?
Yeah, I mean, experience is the best teacher. When you go through it so many times, when you make mistakes, when you get burned on plays, you learn from them. And you know, it's his third year in the league, I think.
Yeah.
And you know, he's definitely been through every situation, playing big playoff games for us. Game 6s, Game 7s. First round against Memphis, his rookie year, he played big minutes for us. So you know, we're gonna need him. And he's definitely grown as a player, more confident in himself. And you know, defensively, he's been locked in on guarding, you know, 3, 4, and 5 those positions. So he's been doing a great job.
When you think about Dallas, what gets you most excited about this matchup?
Yeah, we just played him so many times. We're so familiar with him. It's always a good game when we play him. You know, Dirk Nowitzki is one of my favorite players I ever played against, so it's gonna be fun playing against him. And it's their whole team. They present a tough challenge. You know, they move the ball so well, they move their body so well. They got shooters, so we're looking forward to it.
Why do you
Kevin, they
think
really slowed their pace down the stretch to get in. Maximize possessions, fewer possessions. Do you expect them to try and squeeze the air out of the ball a little bit against you?
Yeah. They know that, you know, they down a few guys. Parsons is a huge part of their team. And they know that, you know, we're a young athletic team, especially at home, we like to get out and run. So they're going to try to slow it down on us. And we played that game before. We know that game. And we just got to be prepared for it and just come out there and play extremely hard. We put a lot of emphasis on this being the playoffs. But at the end of the day, it comes down to playing basketball. And we're going to prepare the right way. We're going to focus in the right way. But you still got to go out there, lace up your shoes, and play ball.
Why do you think at times this season your offense can be so great all game, and then with 3 minutes to go or so, it can tighten up at times? And how do you solve that?
Well, teams throw defenses at us, you know, they double, triple team us. When we may miss shots, you know, I wouldn't say it's the last 3 minutes. It's, you know, maybe start of the fourth quarter, shots don't go in for us. And, you know, on the defensive end, we might turn the ball over, they get out. So it starts early on. It's not just the last 3 minutes. I think that's where you kind of, it rears its head in the last 3 minutes. But for the most part, when we finish games out this year, we had some bad losses, obviously, but we finished a lot of games this year. We have one of the best teams in the league, so I'm not concerned about it at all.
What you like about the effort in San Antonio with the bench players who are going to be so vital in this playoff push?
It was great to see them go out there and play with such fight and such toughness, and we should have won the game. That's how they felt. They wasn't excited because we almost won. Those guys felt like they won the game. I texted them right afterwards, and everybody was upset that we lost the game. So that shows that we have a deep team, and if everyone plays up to their abilities, plays extremely hard, and focusing on what coach needs us to do, we'll be a dangerous team.
With each passing year, Kev, do you put more pressure on yourself to get a title, get what you want?
Oh yeah, that's my goal every year to win. But no, I don't put pressure on myself. You know, that's what everybody on the outside, you know, tends to do that. You know, but I just go out there and play the game. You know, I go out there and work hard every single day. I prepare the right way, and I won it. So sometimes it go well for me, sometimes it won't. But I never quit. I play hard as I can to the end. And that's how I was raised. That's how I was brought up, and that's how I'll play the game for the rest of my career.